Brownsville, Texas, 2009. An unlikely pair become friends. 59-year-old Barry Horn, art museum director, respected community leader, Good Samaritan. And 19-year-old Ivan Martinez, drug user, street urchin, drug dealer. Within 6 months, the friendship ends in a bloody mess in Barry's home. The popular arts ambassador is stabbed 69 times. Within weeks, Ivan Martinez admits to the killing. He says Barry raped him, and this was payback. In June 2011, Ivan pleads no contest to murder and is sentenced to life in prison. There, this sad story should end, except for one thing. Ivan now says he did not do it. In the Robertson Unit, maximum security prison in Abilene, Texas, I've come to discover if there's more to this tragedy. I'm Candice DeLong. As an FBI agent, I worked on the front line for the world's most powerful law enforcement agency. I went undercover, I trailed terrorists, and I interviewed notorious killers. It's my job to understand the people who others cannot comprehend. In the fall of 2009, the vicious slaying of a popular official shocks Brownsville, Texas. Barry Horn helped the down and out, gave them a second chance, and didn't judge people by their past. And now, his generosity seems to have gotten him killed. Murdered in his own home by a young man he invited in off the streets, Ivan Martinez. The exact nature of their relationship is in dispute. Some of Ivan's family believe he was having an affair with the openly gay director. Others aren't so sure. What is indisputable, just 2 days before his death, Barry Horn filed a burglary complaint against Ivan Martinez. And after the murder, Ivan is found in Mexico with the victim's car. And he confesses. But now Ivan has another story to tell me.
The name of this show is Facing Evil. What evil have you faced in your life?
What evil? Well, coming into prison. No, blaming me for a murder I didn't commit.
Being in prison for a murder you didn't commit.
Yeah.
Tell me about your childhood when you were a little boy.
I was taken to foster parents because my mother used to beat me up a lot. My mother kicked me out of the house.
Why did she do that?
Because her boyfriend, he didn't like me.
What did that feel like? I mean, your own mom kicks you out because she wants her boyfriend there?
Yeah. She kicked me out, and I was in the streets. I was making it in the streets. I was stealing.
At 12 years old?
Yeah.
How do children that are 12 years old survive on the street?
By stealing or whatever, trying to do.
And then where were you sleeping?
In the streets.
Goodness. It'd be very dangerous for a young boy.
Yeah.
I've heard this story so many times. Parentless children falling in with the wrong street crowd. In Ivan's case, on both sides of the Mexican border.
Did you get into trouble with the law when you were a teenager?
Yes.
What kind?
Burglary of a motor vehicle, burglary of habitation. I went to Mexico and I got locked up over there.
For what?
For a fight. I barely turned 16, I think, when I went to prison over there.
How old were you when you got out of the Mexican prison?
I turned 17.
17?
Yes.
And then what'd you do?
I came back over here.
Eventually, you met Barry Horn.
Yes.
In 2009, Ivan catches a break. when he returns to Brownsville, Texas. 59-year-old Barry Horn has a generous reputation and a good heart. He offers Ivan a job in the art museum.
Right, he told me if I needed a job, I'm like, yeah. Right, so I was working at the museum.
You were working at the museum doing what?
Organizing events.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Did you like that?
Yes, I liked it.
And you're getting a regular paycheck?
Yes.
You found out he was gay.
I could tell, yeah, how the way he would act and the voice.
Well, it wasn't a secret.
No, it wasn't a secret. Everybody knew about that.
19-year-old Ivan Martinez has been in trouble on the streets for 7 years. In 2009, he has a chance to turn his life around when he meets Good Samaritan Barry Horn. Barry gives him a job and takes him under his wing. Barry claimed Ivan even moved into his house.
How did it come to happen that you moved in with him?
I didn't move in with him. I would just stay sometimes in that house.
You weren't living there a
No.
lot of the time? You would just sometimes stay there?
Yes.
Why?
He would ask me to take care of the house.
Oh, to take care of the house.
Yes.
So if I understand you correctly, you were not a regular overnight guest at Barry's house.
No,
Why did the police say that you were?
I don't know.
Police believe Ivan was a live-in lover because his family members told them so. But Ivan's always denied it. He's never acknowledged being gay.
Was your relationship with Barry ever anything more than employee and friend?
No,
So no intimate relationship
No.
with him?
no, I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend and kids.
You had a girlfriend that had kids and
Yes.
you were
Yes.
living with them? Okay.
Yes, it were my kids.
Oh,
My,
you have a child.
I have 3.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
Lovers or not, for the next 6 months, the two have a relationship. Until Barry finds drugs in Ivan's room and suspects him of stealing.
The police said Barry called them and said that you stole things from him, a
Yes.
TV, a washer and dryer. Is that true?
No.
Why would he say that?
I guess he was afraid that I would call the police and tell them about what I saw.
At this point, Ivan makes a claim I'm not prepared to air. Barry isn't here to defend himself. And Ivan's rewriting of history makes me skeptical. All I'm prepared to say is, Ivan claims to witness an illegal act.
What did you do?
Me, I just got out of there. Because I'm like, man, if I try to say something, man, they're not going to believe me. I have a criminal record, and he's a very known person. He's a director of a museum. And I'm like, man, I better get out of here. No, I don't want to get into any trouble, get fired from this job.
Ivan says this explains why Barry accused him of robbery, to silence him.
You think Barry called the police to tell them that you stole some of his property to make you look bad in case you told the police?
Yes.
That would be kind of risky for him to do that. How did he know you'd keep your mouth shut?
I don't know.
Barry was certainly angry with the teen for something. He changes the locks on his house and fires Ivan from the gallery. Is it because Barry was hiding a terrible secret, or simply because Ivan bit the hand that fed him? Brownsville, Texas, 2009. In this police video, convict Ivan Martinez explains how he murdered prominent arts director Barry Horn. Ivan has served just 2 years of his life sentence. And now he's changing his story. He originally said the murder was payback, that the victim had raped him. Now Ivan says there was no rape. It was a lie he was advised to tell by people in Mexico.
after seeing, you know, that the victim, you know, he was a homosexual, right? Like, man, you know what? The best thing to get out of this, right? Shit, man, is tell him, you know, that he raped you, right?
Even though that was not true.
Yeah.
You knew it wasn't true.
Yes.
Ivan also says someone else killed Barry Horn, one of Ivan's friends, but he told no one when he was arrested.
Now you're in custody of police in America.
Yes.
And you're in deep trouble. And you have lied to them and you have told them that you stabbed Barry to death.
Yes.
Because he raped you.
Yes.
Why didn't you tell them at that point your friend did it?
I didn't have no evidence, any proof saying that my friend was the one who did it.
This is extraordinary. Innocent people don't usually confess simply because they can't prove their innocence. It sounds like an afterthought to me. If there was no rape, why did Barry die?
That night before the murder, where were you?
15th birthday, I got a call from a friend saying that there was money and drugs in Barry's house.
And what did you think of that?
I just want the drugs, you know? Just with the drugs, I can make money out of it, right?
Ivan says it was an opportunity to steal Barry's drugs and sell them on the street. That's plausible, except there's no evidence Barry Horn had anything to do with drugs. Nevertheless, this is why Ivan says he broke into Barry's house on the night of October 24th, 2009. It wasn't payback for rape. It was a chance to turn a buck.
Did you bring anything with you?
I brought a gun.
Where'd you get that?
Streets,
And how did you get in the house?
through the bathroom window.
You didn't have any keys?
Well, I had a key, but he had changed the lock. After he fired me, I guess he was afraid of me trying to do something to him, or I don't know.
Ivan's fingerprints were found on the bathroom window. He can't deny that, but no one else's.
I go to the front door. I let the friend inside the house.
Did you walk around the house to see if he was sleeping?
He was in another room.
He was in bed,
Yes,
sleeping.
yes.
Ivan says that's when he realizes his friend has a knife.
I didn't even know he had a knife with him, right? He takes out a knife. I'm like, what you want that knife for, right? I thought you weren't gonna have anything. I'm like, man, I got this gun, right? But I ain't really scared of it, right? Of using it, right? But I ain't gonna kill him, that's for sure.
Ivan says they only want to scare Barry into giving up the combination to his safe, where the drugs are stored.
We turn on the light.
Where is it?
And my friend tell him, man, what's the combination to the safe? He's like, man, please, man, I don't want to die. I'm like, man, well, you better give it the combination to that safe.
In my experience, the burglar usually forces the homeowner to open the safe, not take dictation.
He come back and he tell him, man, that's not the combination. Man, my friend, he was drugged, right? He was, I think he was on marijuana and ecstasy.
I don't know!
So he started stabbing. He kept on stabbing him on the floor. I'm like, saying, man, chill, you know? Said, man, you're gonna stop stabbing him, right? I don't know, I think he's probably dead or something. We should call a hospital, right?
Why not call the police? Call an ambulance. Call 911 and split.
So I thought that he would probably say something that was in there too. I would be an accomplice to that. And I would still eventually get time for it. So that's the only reason why I left. I didn't want nothing to do with it.
A young man faced with the scene Ivan's describing may not be thinking with all his faculties, but an innocent young man would surely try to stop a drug robbery from going so wrong. 69 stab wounds, to me, says the killer had a beef with Barry Horn.
What do you think was going on in the mind of the person that stabbed him 69 times?
I don't really know. But he was drugged. You're drugged, you lose conscious of what you're doing. You know? You stab one person, you lose conscious of what you're doing, you keep on repeatedly stabbing that person.
according to the prosecution and Ivan himself back in 2009, it was Ivan, not his friend, who stabbed Barry.
Ivan, did you kill Barry Horn?
No, I did not.
Why would your friend want Barry dead?
I don't really think he wanted him dead. I just think he wanted the drugs and the money that he had in the safe.
When you left Barry's house, did you have an understanding that he was dead?
I didn't see him moving anymore. So I thought he was dead already. You know, because I saw way too much blood on him. Right, and the carpet was all soaked in blood. Like, man, he's already dead. There's nothing I can do about it.
Ivan says he flees in Barry's car.
So you did not get any drugs?
No,
And you did not get any money?
no.
And your friend didn't get any drugs?
I don't know. I never seen him after that night.
This doesn't make sense. If his friend really wanted the safe open, why kill the only person who knew how to open it? Is Ivan lying to me? I'm speaking with convicted killer Ivan Martinez. In 2009, he confessed to police that he murdered museum director Barry Horn. Now he's telling me he did not do it, that he was only a witness.
The police and the prosecutors, the state of Texas, says you are guilty of killing Barry Horn. What do you think you're guilty of?
Just being there.
Being there.
Being there and not saying anything.
Being there and remaining silent.
Yes.
Ivan says he didn't kill Barry Horn and names a man who was interviewed during the murder investigation and was cleared of any wrongdoing. At the time, cops didn't just have Ivan's confession. His own family turned against him.
How did you feel about that? I mean, your whole family's...
I feel pretty upset.
Why would an entire family turn against one of their own? I've seen it happen before with dysfunctional families. Some want to protect themselves from the fallout.
I want you to imagine that I'm your mother, your real mother. What would you like to say to me?
I don't want to ever see you again. That's what I would tell her. For kicking me out of the house at 12 years old.
And you think that is the reason that you're serving time in prison for murder?
That's what I think.
Ivan carries so much bitterness. Clearly, he's been parentless for much of his life. And when someone does take him under their wing, like Barry Horn, it ends in more tragedy.
Do you have any regrets? You're a young man, and you got a life sentence here in prison.
Having a family like the one I had, because thanks to them, I was in the streets. If I wouldn't have been in the streets or anything, I would have met Barry, and this murder would have been occurred.
As tragic as Ivan's life has been, we should never forget the Horn family's terrible loss. This is the danger of broken families. It's not just children, it's the adults they become.
I want you to imagine that I am Barry Horn. What would you like to say to me?
I'm just sorry about what happened that night. You know, that I didn't mean to be there in that night, but what I wanted the drugs, that's all I wanted. You know, but yeah, I'm sorry about what happened to you that night. You know, if there would have been any chance, you know, still calling the hospital, calling 911 to get you some help, I would have done it. But since I saw you there on the floor, all bleeding, you know, soaked in blood, not moving on the floor, I'm like, man, there's nothing I could do anymore about you.
Ivan, if you were released, would society be safe from you?
Yes.
Why?
Why? I'm not really an aggressive person, you know. I would have stopped selling drugs, doing drugs, or anything like that. I would just get a straight job.
Is Ivan Martinez where he belongs? He belongs in the arms of a loving family. Perhaps it's not too late to reach out.
Would you like to say something to your children?
Well, I would like to tell them that I miss them a lot. I wish to have them in my arms, hug them, play with them, be with them, see them grow up. But I won't be able to do that.
Are Ivan's fresh revelations the truth? I think they could be a plea for a second chance. I just hope he finds some peace